this, we are going to say that we can make the magnet or the materials in magnet. Okay, and all the properties of magnet. In this case, we already had seen what is magnetic dipole, what is magnetic dipole moment. Okay, that means we also know the property of magnet, that it tends to attain its fixed position, that is south-north position. Okay, and all other its properties are there, that is ferromagnetism, paramagnetism and etc. You see, electron revolving around the nucleus, which binds that atoms, and we got the perfectly bulk modulus. Okay, bulk material. So next one more, that is electron revolving around the nucleus. In this positively charged nucleus, around it the negatively charged electron is revolving. Means what? Consider this is electron which is revolving around the nucleus, and this is suppose nucleus. Okay, then this is its magnetic moment, and this is its path of flowing current through it, that is I. Then in this case, suppose this is its radius r bar. Now since magnetic moment or the magnetic dipole moment due to a electron revolving around the nucleus is given by m orbital is equal to I into A. Okay, I into A, where A is nothing but the area of loop. A is area of loop and I is the current flowing through it. Okay. Through it. Then due to the intrinsic spin, there is angular intrinsic momentum, angular spin, where spin magnetic dipole moment results from the intrinsic spin. Now in this case, an electron moving with constant speed around the nucleus, then its circumference is equal to twice pi r. Then the period or the time taken to complete the one revolution, T is equal to E upon I, or in this case current I is equal to E upon T. So in time T, how much distance is covered by it? That is T is equal to twice pi by omega. Since T is equal to 2 pi by omega. And one more thing, that omega is equal to, we know omega is equal to V upon R. Substituting all these things, what we will get? We will get that E divided by twice pi into omega. But omega is equal to also V upon R. Therefore, it is equal to EV by twice pi R. R is equal to this. That is equation number first. Okay. Now, the orbital magnetic moment, orbital magnetic moment, that is m orbital is equal to I into A. Therefore, it is equal to. Since value of I is equal to EV divided by twice pi R. Okay. Into since value of I, area A is equal to what's again? Pi R square. Therefore, we got magnetic moment is equal to, since R get cancelled here, pi get cancelled, therefore EVR divided by 2. This is equation number 2. We got M orbital is equal to EVR by 2. Now, in this case, angular momentum, that is L bar, spin angular momentum is given by L bar, which is equal to mass of electron, that is me into velocity into r, me into vr. Okay, so what is this we must know. Now consider once again this equation number 2. In equation number 2 we got M orbital is equal to EVR by 2. Means what? Since M orbital is equal to 1/2 into EVR, okay, multiplying by and dividing by ME. Therefore, 1/2 ME into EVR divided by ME, okay, which is equal to E by twice ME into ME VR. We got in this. Now we can write this M orbital is equal to E by twice ME, out of bracket, this is nothing but angular momentum, that is L bar. And from this equation, suppose this is the equation number 3. From this equation it is clear that magnetic moment is directly proportional to the angular momentum L bar, where by using Bohr's second postulate, angular momentum is equal to the integral multiple of NH upon twice pi. Therefore, by using Bohr's second postulate, we can write L is equal to, by using Bohr's second postulate, we can write M orbital, that angular momentum is equal to NH by twice pi. But it is equal to, what is its value? That is equal to ME into VR. This. Therefore, with the help of this, we can write M orbital is equal to this. M orbital is equal to, substituting in equation 3, we get this M orbital is equal to E divided by twice ME into NH divided by twice pi. Therefore, it is equal to NEH divided by 4 pi ME. M orbital, angular momentum, equation number 4. Now, this is orbital angular momentum, that is orbital moment. Okay, NEH, when n is equal to 1, then it is equal to EH by 4 pi ME. In the first state, n is equal to 1, therefore M orbital is equal to MORB is equal to EH divided by 4 pi ME, and this is called as a, this is also called as a Bohr magneton. What it called that? This value EH divided by 4 pi ME is called as Bohr magneton. So we can represent this also, EH divided by 4 pi ME is Bohr magneton, whose equal to, whose value is equal to 9.274, 9.274 into 10 raised to 24 into 10 raised to 24 ampere per meter square. Ampere per meter square. We know that magnetic moment is also vector quantity. Magnetic moment is also vector quantity whose unit is nothing but ampere per meter. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity, whereas whose unit is ampere per meter. Okay, now one more thing, this value E by twice ME, it is denoted by gyrometric ratio. In this equation, E divided by twice ME, it is denoted by gyrometric ratio. So there should be the problem, that is, what is the gyrometric ratio of an electron having charge E is equal to this much, whose mass is equal to this much. Find out the gyrometric ratio. So we can find out the gyrometric ratio of the given electron. Okay. Now the next point from this one is that is magnetization and magnetic intensity. What is magnetization? At first, when there is some atoms, molecules where its last orbit is not fulfilled. So in this case, that net magnetic moment, total magnetic moment is not equal to 0. Therefore, its total magnetic moment, where it is not equal to 0, in that case there should be the net magnetic moment. And therefore, such cases, that means in case of bulk materials, its net magnetic moment is equal to 0. But in some cases, for example, Fe3O4, in this chlorine 17, the last orbit is not fulfilled. Therefore, there should be its net magnetic moment. And in that case, magnetization is nothing but, it is the ratio of net magnetic moment to the volume. So what is magnetization? Magnetization is nothing but net magnetic moment to the volume. So what is its unit once again? Once again, the unit of magnetization is equal to ampere per meter. Ampere per meter, or its dimensions. Its dimensions is equal to L raised to minus 1 and ampere. Okay, L raised to minus 1 and ampere are the dimension, whereas ampere per meter is its unit. Now what we have to do? Consider a rod in such a way that it is kept in a solenoid where having n turns, which having n number of turns. Okay, this rod is kept in a solenoid having n turns. Then at that time the magnetic field, or where there is n turns per unit length, and it is carrying current I. Okay, now in this case, this magnetic field inside the solenoid is given by B0 is equal to nu naught Ni. Okay, but here Bm is the magnetic field due to material which is kept inside the solenoid. Bm is the magnetic field which is produced due to the rod which is kept inside the solenoid, and that is equal to Bm. What is its value? This Bm is directly proportional to the magnetization. Bm is directly proportional to magnetization. Therefore, Bm is equal to nu naught M, where nu naught is nothing but permeability of space. It is permeability of space. Now, magnetic field, the total magnetic field B is equal to B0 plus Bm. That means magnetic field inside the solenoid is equal to this, and the magnetic field due to the rod which is kept inside the solenoid is Bm. Therefore, B is equal to B0 plus Bm. Now we have the value of B0 nu naught Ni and the value of Bm is equal to nu naught M. Okay. So keeping this all value, we will get that B is equal to, since B0 is equal to nu naught Ni plus this Bm is equal to nu naught into M. Okay. So therefore magnetic intensity that is H, which is equal to Ni. Magnetic intensity whose value is equal to N into I, whereas its unit is same as that of magnetization, that is ampere per meter. Okay, so substituting this, due to the intrinsic spin, this B is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M. Okay, then next one more, that is mu naught B is equal to this. B is equal to mu naught into bracket H plus M. Once again, we can write in this way, that is B divided by mu naught minus M is equal to H. One more point, that is magnetic intensity. We get B by mu naught minus H. Then this once again magnetic intensity. Therefore magnetization is directly proportional to magnetic intensity, whereas M is equal to Xi into H, where Xi is called as a magnetic susceptibility. So this value of this Xi is called as is magnetic susceptibility. Okay, one more point, that is magnetic susceptibility, where X Xi is equal to M by H. Okay, and this is nothing but it is the unitless quantity. Since unit of M and H is same, so Xi is unitless quantity. It is unitless quantity. Then one more point, that is substituting these all factors, we get beta is equal to, since that B is equal to mu naught into bracket what H as it is plus Xi into H. Once again H becomes common, B is equal to mu naught H into bracket 1 minus 1 plus X. This is one more equation. This is one more equation. Now B is equal to mu naught. B is equal to mu naught. Since this is equal to mu r and this is equal to H. In this case, mu r is equal to 1 plus X or 1 plus Xi. Therefore, from this r minus 1 is equal to Xi. One more new equation which we got here. Okay, P is equal to mu into H, where mu is equal to mu naught into mu r. Here B is equal to mu naught into mu r. Therefore, B is equal to mu into H, and mu is equal to here. Mu is equal to 1 plus X into mu r and mu naught as it is. In this case, always where mu is magnetic permeability. In this case, nu is called as magnetic permeability. These are things which we got in this case. Okay. So this is the magnetization and magnetic intensity. That means